Hi, Greg. How are you?
Very well.
Well, it's been great.
Greetings from down under.
I know. How's everything down there? What's the weather like right now?
Well, it's kind of interesting because it's about 17 degrees during the day, but it's blazing, blazing sunshine. So although you're wearing like traditional winter gear, it's bright. So it's a bit of a head thing going on. But it's good to get the London jackets out.
Oh, good. Always good to get the London jackets out. Now, we've just come back from Vegas where we had a brilliant time. And over there, you were
Yes.
telling me about the new direction that your professional and personal career has taken since you moved back to Australia. So, do you want to fill everybody in with what you're doing and where you're going?
Yeah, so basically, when we moved back in, I was 17 years in London, so it's
Long
a
time.
big part of my life. And
Yeah.
then moving back to Sydney, a lot of people were asking me, "Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?" And I thought, you know what, it's a great opportunity, and I kept using this word reset. I'm going to reset my life. I'm going to change my thinking, go for a different industry, keep what I've done for the last 20 years,
Yeah.
but almost evolve it. I think in the fitness industry, we do so many amazing things when it comes to the body transformation, body beautiful, weight loss, everything like that. We keep going and keep going and keep going with that. But I think the big other side of what you do is mind and
Yeah.
working with people that. So I thought about what it meant to be your best version of yourself.
I
Hence
love
the
that.
title of the being your best you. Because a lot of the time, I think we don't show up for many situations in our life as the best version of ourselves. So I want to work in the gap where everyone pretty much knows who they are or has a good vision of of who they'd like to be, and then they know invariably who they turn up as in most situations. And if it's not the same thing, I want to help them close the gap. And a lot of it will come down to mindset because I think that's really, really important.
Do you think this could help, especially for fitness instructors and personal trainers and boot camp owners, people that are dealing with people who are going undertaking a body transformation? Maybe they're getting the nutrition right, they're doing all their exercising, and as we both know, people reach a goal and then sometimes they tend to fall off the bandwagon and then not just go back to square one, but they go back to minus square one. And it seems to be there's a disconnect there with kind of how they're thinking. And is there some way that this can help that give people the tools to help those kind of clients?
Yeah, it's pretty much exclusively the day that we do is pretty much going to just look at that. You know, I don't want to teach people to suck eggs on the
Yeah.
whole fitness side of things because it's been done to death. Everyone invariably knows what they should be eating,
Yeah.
uh, how they should be training, and if they don't know, it's called the internet. So, you know, the thing is, although they need guidance, invariably there is something stopping them from doing it. And it might go right back to the idea that they're just not ready to change, that their pain in the
Yeah.
status quo isn't great enough to create that change. So, what is it that's holding them back? Um, how can we look at strategies to overcome that? You know, to just allow people the breathing space in their day to stop beating themselves up. You know, we just beat ourselves up constantly. Get up in the morning, don't like the way that we look. You know, something's not right with how their day goes. Maybe their relationship with either their kids or their partner is working against them getting their goals. So we look at really three M's. We look at mindset, we look at motivation, or whether or not motivation is actually a myth. And then the
Mm.
third thing is to look at momentum. So the idea of getting out of that failure cycle and how do we win once but also win again.
So this has been it's a component that we often read about. People talk about being a mindset coach, and we kind of know that that is the missing link with the especially with the transformations with people that are undertaking some weight loss. Um, if we put together a workshop, and I know we've been talking about this, are there practical tools that people can take away in a day workshop that they can apply both to themselves and both to their clients that aren't out there, that aren't something difficult, that's something that's practical and straightforward that is going to be really useful almost immediately, Greg?
Yeah. So the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. So it's having really simple strategies and
Uh-huh.
just becoming aware. Like I did some training recently, and it had the simple question of how great a listener are you?
Uh-huh.
And there were like 6 or 7 things that classic good listeners don't do. And when you go through those things, sometimes it might be just something as simple as like being in the moment and actively listening to people when they talk to you. And I recognize that I didn't do that at all. I'm always kind of looking over people's shoulder or
I love
wondering
that.
about what I'm doing next or scanning the room and losing eye contact. And I'm like, I'm terrible at that. So for me, just walking away out of that day amongst all the other stuff going on, me walking away with that one thing to be a better listener changes your behaviors moving forward. Once these things become conscious, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. We all know that, but it takes active time to put these actions into behaviors, and also to make those behaviors habitual so that they become an ingrained part of your lifestyle. And that takes a longer amount of time. So, yes, we can give you the strategies. We can do practice and practical drills to make sure that you get the understanding, but then you are going to have to go away and actually keep the momentum going and practice those to make those habits form and be lasting.
There's nothing like it in the fitness industry, definitely not in the UK right now. And I know that you've been on a pretty intensive course of study yourself. How has that changed how you approach the world and how you approach your own fitness and training? How much has it impacted you personally, Greg? I mean, you're a trainer with sort of 20 years of experience. You've trained with Les Mills, you've been with fitness professionals, you've travelled the globe with so many different companies. You've been very, very successful. So,
Don't list them all, but
do you, I hold you in such high esteem with your skills. And do you think this has really changed the way that that you operate, and it can have so much benefit to coaches here in the UK?
Okay, so moving away from just this is for me personally, from simple behavior changes, this has been a complete paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 times, 100 times bigger. As an expert, all we do is tell.
Uh-huh.
Tell, 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 tell.
True.
Pick that weight up. Eat this 3 times a day. Don't eat that. We don't do enough asking.
Okay.
And there's a complete difference. We have to start assuming that everyone has the tools to be able to create the change. We have to get people from moving away from being past focused and being future focused. So don't worry about what's gone on in the past. Don't worry about what hasn't worked for you. And we need to ask more questions to get to the bottom of why most people will self-sabotage, why they keep falling off the bandwagon. And I think that's the difference. And surprisingly, when you ask questions and just give people that little bit of space, they'll tell you the real answer. And invariably it's got nothing to do with willpower or a lack of willpower, eating chocolate biscuits in front of the TV. There's something inherently at a whole deeper level that we can tap into to get better results long term.
I love that. So, from a professional point of view, these strategies can help our coaches themselves, because I'm sure we all self sabotage. We all, you and I spoke about it before. We know what to do, so why do we sometimes go off the rails and do? So we know our clients do. So it's kind of a two-pronged attack, really. We can help ourselves be better coaches, and then use those tools to help our clients. So what have you got in mind, Greg? What are you thinking workshop wise, kind of when and where, and who do you think this would be really beneficial for?
Yeah, so I'm going to the US mid-July to present an idea and do some work for a couple of different fitness brands, and then I wanted to come back to the UK. Great time to come back to the UK. But more importantly, I just think this is such an untapped area, because as PTs, as people working in fitness, or as really being people who are involved in the business of change, we spend so much time on the body, but no time on the mind.
Yeah.
When you train to be a personal trainer, we know everything about the body, origins, insertions, actions, and the list goes on, but we don't cover anything to do with the mind. And just as we say that nutrition is probably just as, if not more important than the physical exercise that you do, I would go even one set above that and say, you're not going to eat the right thing, you're not going to exercise in the right way if your head isn't right. So this is looking at strategy to get your head right and get the mindset there.
Yeah.
So becoming your best version of you really is aimed at the clients. So I think your clients should come along to question, or start to think about how are they thinking, and maybe what are the limiting beliefs that they have, or the inner critic that they have to deal with on a daily basis, and how we can get rid of that essentially, or work on that.
Yeah.
I think the PTs themselves and the trainers and the people looking after the clients should be there to understand that. And I also think the business owners and franchisee owners should be there, because at the end of the day, people, whether it's the staff that they're employing or the clients that they are training, are not showing up every day presenting the best version of themselves. What's the cost of that? It's a retention cost. People aren't getting the results that they're after, they stop coming. That affects word of mouth, that affects reputation. You're getting a performance and a productivity, from the people who work for you and for the clients that they train. So there's actually a financial and monetary cost to it. And so my question to them is, how much would it cost you to not come to a workshop like this if you're not currently dealing with mindset or performance?
And I think because you've got such extensive experience in the fitness industry, this is just perfect for the fitness industry, because you understand our frustrations, you understand how we feel, with clients that, we're all trying so hard to get clients where they want to be. So I know that you're going to be able to just really give us the right information, that's the pertinent information for our industry. So that's wicked. So kind of what dates are we looking at, Greg? When you kind of thinking?
Good question. What are the dates?
Did you say the 28th?
Let's have a look.
Let's go with...
I think it's like 24th and 25th of July. Something around...
Yeah. Okay. So I suppose really people...
Saturday and Sunday?
So I think if people are watching the video, just comment below, let us know what you think, and if you are interested in getting involved and getting more information. We're probably looking at that weekend, aren't we? Either north, south venue, or possibly one venue in the Midlands, aren't we?
Yes. So it'll be a 9:30 to 5:30 day, 8 hours with a bit of a break for lunch, and just a really solid day on getting you on the path to thinking differently. So that it's not just about exercise prescription, but also some questioning around how we can get the most out of our clients, and have them be thinking that they can be more successful, which will lead to more success.
Fantastic. And if anyone's got any questions, they can drop you an email, or they can send you a message on Facebook, can't they? Where can they find you, Greg, now that you've moved to the other side of the world?
Yeah, so I'm on at www.gregseller.com, or you've got info@gregseller.com, and obviously Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
everything,
anywhere else. Yeah, everywhere. Check out Greg Seller.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll make some more videos like this, and we'll do some podcasts, so we'll start to tell people a little bit more about the day as it unfolds, won't we?
Absolutely. I really just have to say that this new way of thinking has changed the complete focus and direction, and just looking at it as a long-term journey rather than a short-term fix. So it's not about beating yourself up if you do fall off the wagon for any reason, which invariably we're all going to do at some point.
Lovely.
So it's just about getting back on, staying positive, and making the change.
That's awesome. Okay, Greg, well, thank you very much for taking the time out today. It is 6, we've been on the phone, 6 a.m. in the UK. What time is it there in Sydney?
It is 3:44 p.m. on Wednesday.
Good stuff. Good to talk to you, Greg, and I'll talk to you later.
Nice to talk to you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.